Alright guys, hopefully this time this works. I've tried this a couple times. It's been really a pain to get this to work. So hopefully this time it's going to work. So this is going to be a new series on this channel we're going to start where we're going to look at some of the most misplayed hands on Ultimate X. Specifically Ultimate X double bonus, 10 play, 964. Basically the same as what I play in my training videos. This week's episode we're going to talk about a pair of jacks, or a high pair rather, versus 4 to a flush. This is a very commonly misplayed hand. So as you can see here for the first example, we have a pair of jacks versus 4 to a flush, and there are no other suited high cards in that 4 to the flush. They're just other diamonds of random values. As you can see from the example, if you have no multipliers, you will go for the 4 to the flush. If you have one multiplier on that board, you will go for that pair of jacks over that 4 to the flush, because the pair of jacks is a paying pair and it's more valuable than just, say, a 4 to the flush. You would only go for that 4 to the flush over the pair of jacks, again, if you had no multipliers. One multiplier on that board, you're going for that pair of jacks. Now, this is where the strategy changes. We have two high cards in that 4 to the flush now. We have the Queen of Diamonds in there with it. That changes the strategy a little bit. Now that 4 to the flush is getting a little stronger because of that other suited high card with that jack. This bumps it up. So if you have a multiplier sum of 16 or less, then you're going to be going for that 4 to the flush. At 17, you will go for the pair of jacks. Again, if you have 3 suited high cards in that 4 to the flush, you can see that multiplier sum now is jumping upwards of 30. You'll continue to hold that 4 to the flush until you get to a multiplier sum of 31, where at 31 you will go for just that pair of jacks, as you can see from that example. This applies to kings, queens, and jacks. We're going to talk about aces right now. Aces is much different. Aces being the high paid pair, this is why we're keeping aces, because they're premium and double bonus. They pay 800. So while there are no kickers, they are still the most premium paid pair that you can try to go for when it comes to going for 4 of a kind. So as you can see, no matter what your multiplier sum is, you're always going to go for that pair of aces. No matter if it's 10 or 120 maxed out pair of aces over 4 to the flush. Even if you have 3 suited high cards in that 4 to the flush, it does not matter. You're still going to go for that 4 to the for that pair of aces over to 4 to the flush. Always. We're going to talk about the exceptions to the rules. There are 2 exceptions to that rule. Exception number 1, 4 to a straight flush. You can fill a straight, you can fill a flush, you can fill a jacks or better, you can get a straight flush. And that's always the case in this situation. As you can see here, no matter we have 0 multipliers or maxed out multipliers, that 4 to the straight flush trumps the pair of aces. And the only other exception to that is a 4 to a royal flush. No matter the multiplier sum, 4 to a royal flush all day, every day over pair of aces. That also applies to kings, queens, or jacks as well. If you have 4 to a straight flush or 4 to a royal flush, whether it's kings, jacks, queens, or aces, those are your only two times that you really deviate. Otherwise, you have to go back to our first example, and you have to say, okay, we have 4 to a flush versus a pair of jacks. How many high cards do we have? No high cards, you go for it at 11. 1 high card, you go for it at 17. 3 high cards, you go for the jacks at 31. Okay? And then again, if it depends on how many high cards are in there, because the more high cards you have, the more likelihood you can fill the jacks or better, and the flush, because the flush pays 30 and you get a 10x multiplier out of it. So I hope that, again, this is I see that these misplayed hands constantly. This is probably hands that throw a lot of people off. But these are some really good scenarios to go through and look at and try to learn, because these do come up quite often, and it's good to know when to make the correct hold. So hopefully this helps clarify some of those holds, and I think we'll start making some of these videos weekly. We'll do a little session on each one of these, and we'll come up with some other ones next week. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like this material. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll do another one next week. look forward to making another one for you guys. Thanks for watching.